Hey guys, Warren again with Digital Hype, bringing to you another unboxing. I literally just got done with my very first unboxing video ever of the Nikon D750. For those that have watched it, thank you very much for all your feedback, your input, and even if you didn't leave any input and or feedback, just uh, you guys taking the time out of your day to actually watch it really means a lot to me. So thank you. I'm not sure if you watched my unboxing for the D750, but I recently just got it. In addition to that, I got a few other things to kind of complement my purchase. And with that, I bought this. I bought a Nikon, or I've had a Nikon D200 for quite some time now, and on that D200 is a battery grip. And I've had that camera for, like I mentioned in the other video, about 10 plus years, and I've never shot without a battery grip. So when I knew I was getting a brand new full frame camera, I wanted to make sure I got a battery grip with it and for it as well, so that way it just feels a lot more comfortable and it's something that I'm used to. The problem is that Nikon's battery grip, unfortunately, for the D750 is pretty expensive and pretty pricey. I believe retail, depending again on where you get it, is about $350 US dollars, and so that's pretty pricey. I remember, I believe the battery grip for my D200, I think I got it for $150 brand new. So I'm not sure why the bump in price for the D750. Maybe it's just that premier price that you pay for the battery grip, and because it's a D750, I get it. But I wanted to see if there was other things out there that were comparable, that could kind of fit my needs as well, without breaking the budget. I know that kind of seems like a moot point because I just spent quite a bit of money for the D750 in itself. But again, I just wanted to see what options were out there, and this is what I ran into. Now, pronouncing the name of the maker of this, I'm probably going to butcher it, and I probably don't quite know yet how to pronounce it. But here it goes. This is the Meike remote control battery pack, the MK-DR750. Like I said, I probably butchered that name. It's probably Mike or Meike, Mikey. It's one of those, but it's Meike. Bought it through Amazon. I'll put the link in the description below. And I believe I got it for about $80. So not too bad, considering what all the other options are out there. Pretty good reviews on it. Seen a few review videos on it as well, and it looks like it'll do the trick. So anyways, here it is. It's the remote control battery pack. Now, when you're buying it on Amazon, I believe it comes in many different configurations. I believe you can get the battery pack without the remote control, and it's obviously cheaper, I believe. You can get the battery grip and I think a few other accessories for more money. You can do the battery grip plus a battery plus the remote control. So there's many different options, but myself, I just settled for the battery grip and remote control combo. So this is the D750. This is the box. Pretty standard. It just goes through some features and what you can and can't do, or I guess mainly what you can do with it. So 2 battery capacity, vertical experience, kind of just your typical box. I think this is just generic. Yep, just generic description of the item itself. So let's get into seeing what this thing looks like. So this is brand new, haven't opened it yet. This is what it looked like, or this is how it came straight out of the package. So what do we have here? First and foremost, we have the remote control, I believe. Yes. Yep. It's the remote control for the battery grip. Now what this gives you the ability to do is for you to actually take control of your camera, either while it's on a tripod or what have you. So it gives you kind of that control of your shutter button and all the other stuff without you actually having to be there. Really convenient in case you need that feature. So there's that. I think this is, yes, okay, so this is the additional battery tray. Now the thing about this battery pack, I'm not sure if any of you have owned battery grips before on any of your digital cameras, but most of the time it gives you double configuration or dual configuration. For the most part, most people will insert 2 of the lithium ion battery packs that are specific to the actual camera in their camera and configure it that way. Or others will actually opt for putting in AA batteries and then sticking this in the battery grip, and gives you more power, additional charge, and additional power that way. So depending on your configuration, depending on what you prefer, or sometimes in a pinch, if all you have are AA batteries and both of your batteries have died, or both of your Nikon or Canon cameras, or Canon batteries, excuse me, have died, you can use this in a pinch. Just load 4 AA batteries in here, stick this in the grip, and then you should be up and running again. I doubt this will actually last as long as your actual, lithium ion batteries in your camera, but like I said, in a pinch, this will definitely help out and get the job done. So, good option that they include there. Set this aside. Let's see, then you have all your various manuals that come with it. Remote control battery pack, manual, guarantee card, etc. Set those aside. And then last but not least, I believe, is the grip itself. Yep, I think that's it. So I'll set that aside there. Now, bubble wrap, more bubble wrap. I'm going to take this out and set this bubble wrap far away from me before I start popping it. See, there, okay. And here it is. So, first impressions. Now, a lot of people were actually saying that the feel of the battery grip was somewhat, kind of not as sturdy, I guess, as the actual camera. Sure, I see what they're saying. The plastic definitely feels, a little less than what you would expect, how you would expect the plastic to feel on, say, on the actual camera itself. But it's actually not too bad. It's not too bad at all, actually. The rubberized grips feel really good, so that's a plus. And here's one thing that a lot of people were kind of complaining about, is this. The branding on the battery grip itself. Now, most battery grips don't have this branding on the front of them, and this is obviously clearly visible. Me personally, I don't mind it. I mean, it is what it is. It's obviously the company branding their products, and I don't mind it at all. I mean, it's there, and makes no difference to me. But if that, I wanted to make sure I show you guys that, because that could be a deal breaker for some. Yeah, it's like, why is it branded on the front? That really takes away from the look. And you're absolutely right. I mean, I can agree with you, but for me personally, doesn't matter to me. So that's pretty cool. Let's see here. What else do we got? The quality of the shutter button. A lot of people were saying that it's different. It's not as squishy as some cameras. Or is not as responsive. It feels fine to me, actually. Sure, you can tell it's definitely different than the actual shutter button on an actual camera, be it Nikon or Canon. But it feels, it feels functional, obviously. And then this is your lock switch, so you can switch that to have it locked. And then, last but not least, you have the jog controls, or the directional button. I think this is probably where maybe the biggest difference actually is. But with that being said, it does feel like there's a little give on the directional pad, but it's actually not too bad. It feels responsive, and the clicks are definitely, you can tell when you're clicking it. Now the wheels, the jog wheels for your aperture and shutter speed, again, just like the shutter button, you can definitely tell it's different. You can definitely tell that, you know, it's of different quality. But with that being said, it doesn't feel that bad actually. It feels pretty good. Overall, it feels really great. It feels really good. For being, what did I say? Is for being 80 bucks, it's actually not too bad. Let me see if I can, and obviously it comes with a protective cover. So you're gonna take that off here really quick. Let me see if I can actually grab my brand new D750 here. Ta-da! And let's see if I can actually get this situated and put it in there. So here we go. Looks pretty self-explanatory for the most part. Just line everything up. Actually, I could probably be doing something wrong here. Nope, I think I got it. There you go. Sorry about that, guys. And then you kind of just turn this knob. I'm actually turning it from the back here. You can turn it from the back as well to lock it in place. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep turning until it's locked. And there you go. So it's obviously added to the body. But that being said, this is a familiar feel, and this is how I like feeling of my DSLRs. Feels really, really good. And I think there's one more piece here that I didn't open. It's the battery compartment. So, yep. Okay, so this is the compartment itself. What you're going to do is you're going to flip that up and give it a twist. I just twist it there counterclockwise. I'm going to pull up on it. And this is actually the battery compartment. So this is where you put your one additional battery. Now this is kind of another gripe that most people had. In some battery grips, especially my old Nikon D200, you fit both batteries in the battery grip, kind of omitting the original location of where the battery is stored. In this battery grip, you leave the original battery in its original compartment, and then you put one additional battery in here. Now, it's great. It doesn't seem like really that big of a deal, but for some it might be. The reason being is because if both batteries die, or if you use your camera enough to where you get to both batteries dying, you actually have to then remove one battery from here, and then you have to take your grip completely off and then remove the dead battery from the actual original compartment itself. Sure, it could be kind of a hassle, but me personally, I don't mind. If you're using the camera enough to where you completely end up using both batteries, by that time it's probably the end of the day or even into the next day where you're going over your shoots. And me personally, on a kind of like a maintenance level, I'd probably remove both batteries anyways. So again, it's not that big of a deal for me. But again, that's just one thing that I wanted to make sure I include and take note of, because that could mean a big difference for some. All right, so that is the battery grip by Meike for the D750. Any comments, please feel free to write them below. Any questions you may have? Do you have a battery grip yourself? Tell me if you actually have this particular battery grip as well, and your experiences with it. I'm anxious to try it out. I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm anxious to do so and see exactly how it works. But overall impressions is it feels pretty good. So yeah, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts as well. Again, this is Warren with Digital Hype. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.